Well, hello YouTube. Thank you for coming back. I'm sorry it's been so long. I will tell you all about it. Today was going to be a very sad day over here at the cave, but it's turned out to be a very happy day. We'll talk about it right after this. All right, thank you for coming back. I'm sorry it's been so long. So as we left the last time, I was all ready to go. I had all the parts I needed for the Mercedes SL 600, the hydraulic spheres, the new pump for the ADS/power steering system. I was ready to tackle that project. I was firing out estimates of how long it was going to take, and we were going to bang right through it. Well, the repairs went fairly smooth. It wasn't that bad, and it is done. We'll talk about that in a bit. But that part of that car, the suspension is done. It needs to be started. It's sitting up a little high because I just dropped it off the lift. But there's another video later you'll see. Take my word for it, it's done. Anyways, so I did all that. I also, at the same time, I was working on the Grand Wagoneer. We're actually replacing the steering box in it, and went ahead and replaced the power steering pump as well. It's mostly done. It doesn't look like it, but it's actually all apart, and it just really, all the parts are in. I'm just putting it back together. So it's almost done too. The problem was that I'm an idiot. And as all probably amateur YouTubers have done, I had hours of footage, right? Like obviously it's raw, so it'll be edited down, but I had hours of footage on a memory card. And the memory card filled up. So no problem, buy another memory card. So I did. And the second half of both these projects was on that memory card. And when I was done, I could not find the first memory card. I looked everywhere for it. I looked all over the shop. I looked down on the floors. I looked underneath cars. I looked everywhere trying to find that little tiny memory card. I looked at the house. I looked in my garage at the house. I looked in my bedroom where I edit. Weeks, 2 weeks at least, I looked for this card. And I just finally gave up. Well, it's gone. And that's a lesson learned, right? Just the hard way that, man, you got to keep up with those things. But, you know, I just swapped it out and thought, oh, who knows what I thought. Anyways, I didn't think. But I was convinced it was gone. So I came over here today all sad-faced, and I was going to make the mea culpa video of, I did all this work, believe me, I didn't have someone come in and do it, and it's gone. I cannot find the memory card that has it all on it. And all sad and downtrodden, I was trudging around here, and I thought, one more time. I'm going to take a flashlight, I'm going to go through my daily driver and look again. And lo and behold, under the back seat floor mat, I'm sure I just kind of set this case and some other things back there, and the card, it'll be fine, I'm just going home. And it had just fallen down into the depths of the seat. You ever lose something in between your seats, right? It's gone forever. 3 owners later are finding things like I do in all these cars. Oh, I bet the person wishes they could find this. I found it. So, great news. I can put the 2 videos together on the suspension for the Mercedes and the power steering box for the Grand Wagoneer. I can get those videos out for more of a how-to crowd. And also I'll do kind of a quick version just for people that aren't like trying to, you know, do it, that just want to follow along. But hallelujah, I found those 2 things, or I found the memory card. So I'm very happy. I promise I'm not just going to sit around here all day and smoke cigars and play pool and watch the Titans and maybe the Browns later and drink bourbon and all that kind of fun celebration stuff. I'm actually really excited to be able to go home and edit up these videos and get them posted. So a couple of days, hopefully we can get those posted. I'll post this one right away so that folks know what's going on. But thank you for your patience. I've actually picked up a couple of subscribers since I did my last video, and I really appreciate it. It's really cool to see people respond and comment and say hi and, you know, just kind of interact. You know, you wonder when you're doing these things if anybody's out there, but thank you. It's really cool to see people kind of take an interest. I think the SL particularly, the V12 of course, has perked people's interest. So the suspension part is done. A lot of stuff needs to be done to that car still. There's a mass airflow sensor sitting right here that, you know, should be in the car. A million codes are being pulled on it. I'm not really totally convinced what's wrong with it. It definitely needs an O2 sensor, maybe both mass airflow sensors. So those parts are on the way. I had to be a little bit economical with those because, you know, it would kill me to buy everything new for this. But next update will be on basically getting the engine running right. I thought it was, and the compression's fine. I'm not worried about it, you know, internally being bad. 62,000 miles, I wouldn't expect that. But definitely there's vacuum, emissions, mass airflow, leakage, all that kind of stuff going on. So look for that in the future, but that car, at least it moves now. You know, we're going to have to get this hoopty front bumper fixed on it because it's still a joke. And I'm sure other stuff on that car. We're just going to, you know, every time we start it, after we fix something, we'll find something else wrong with it. So that'll be done soon. And then, well, springtime, if I could get that done by springtime, I think that's maybe realistic to enjoy it in the warmer weather. So it's almost January. Happy holidays to everybody. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, all that. The Grand Wagoneer, it is a lot closer to being done than it looks. There's parts laying around everywhere, but it's all new parts. So it's just a matter of mounting the pump. I bought 2 new lines to go down to the box, mount the box. What I'm waiting for is a new rag joint. What the heck's a rag joint, you say? So did I. It's kind of a weird, like almost like a Mercedes flex disc, tiny, that goes on the end of the power steering box, and these bolts connect up then to your steering wheel through a steering shaft, and that's what kind of gives it the play and flex it needs as you go over bumps. But anyways, mine's all cracked and gnarly and disgusting. And Team Grand Wagoneer, it's got one for 20 bucks, right? So I'm not gonna do all this and then not do that. So that part should be here soon, then we can reassemble this, and that part of it will be done. The electronic fuel injection kit, woohoo, from Holly is on its way. That's gonna really make this thing nice. We can get rid of this carburetor. Just not a big fan of carburetors. I get it's not my wheelhouse. You know, I think I've maybe owned 2 or 3 cars over the years with carburetors. I know nothing about them. I can never get the mixture right on them, and then as soon as I do, 2 weeks later, it needs to be set again, or it's great at low RPM, it chokes out, or it's great at high RPM, but won't start. And I'm glad to get rid of the carburetor on this. We're gonna go fuel injected, and it will help the performance a little bit probably, but mostly just drivability, make it so it doesn't have these weird starting issues and will idle properly. So that project is ongoing. The Mercedes is off. My little crummy quick jack lifts, they're over there. I say crummy, they're okay. I usually keep them at the house for just simple stuff. I had to bring them over here because my cheap Chinese lift, I was just like, nope, no more of that. It's my fault. I went cheap and bought one that was, a couple $1,000s, and I never felt comfortable being underneath it by myself over here. So that lift's gone. Long story, I moved for a while, and who cares? It's not here. But what is here, at least in Nashville, is my new lift. I got a Mohawk A7000 2-post lift. Not the biggest one they make, but Mohawk is a made in America, super beefy lift company, and I will have total confidence being underneath it when it's here. So it will be here Monday. It's at the depot here. So I've got my big drill bit. I got my wedges to anchor it in. We'll drill the holes for that. I'll make a quick video on that probably. But hopefully we can get that lift installed and up and running this week. I have to get the Grand Wagoneer out of here, so it's got to get done first. And yada, yada, yada. But so the plan will be to have the lift in this space here. And then that'll be more of a lifting bay, that kind of thing. Then I'll try to make room over here for just a small service bay for simple things that don't require the lift. So that's going on. SL600 ongoing project, new project that you guys don't really know about. These big old things sitting here. I have a 25-foot Hydrosport walk-around saltwater fishing boat. It's been a project, and quite frankly, it's been sitting. I got the trailer so it could be towed. It's a nice aluminum trailer with new wheels and bearings and everything. The engines on that boat are old, like 1991 Johnson 200s. They're terrible. They start, but they overheat immediately, and it's just, they're not worth putting anything into. So a really nice guy named Pete down at the beach in the Panhandle of Florida had these OX66 saltwater 225 Yamahas. And these are older technology too. They're 2 strokes, but fuel injected, right? Carburetors. These are actually really high quality engines. People love these engines. They're kind of workhorses. They're not the new modern 4-stroke technology, but they're also not as heavy. And my boat is a 1991 boat, so you know it's got a bracket on the back. You really don't want to put too much weight back there. These will be perfect for that boat. So I've got all the cables and everything I need to do this. That will be on their gauges. You know, we're going to rip off the old ones, kind of refurbish that boat a little bit. Not sure if I'll keep that in the Cassidy Car Cave, right? It's not a car. But I also have another channel that's getting going called Stars and Streams, where I do some of my astronomy and fishing stuff. I guess it might fit better over in that, but I don't know. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But anyways, we'll put the boat right here, and we'll get some work done on it. And then one other project I can give you an update on. Not the U-Haul trailer. No, I didn't buy a U-Haul trailer. That was what I used to go down to the beach and get the engines for the boat. But one car you haven't seen too much of is this 91 325 IC convertible BMW. Really a cool car. I mean, I've spent a fortune on this car. I've got so much money in this car. It's still, you know, I'll never see it. It's okay. This is just something I did for me. Gorgeous interior. A guy out in Northern California is kind of the seat guru for E30s. I shipped these out to him on a Greyhound bus. They were literally ripped, ragged, horrible. And he redid them, sent them back to me, so that's good. I had Stevens Brothers here in Nashville, a nice high-end upholstery shop, do the top. So that's good. The paint was done, I refuse to admit how long ago I did the paint, and then the car was sitting. But one thing I need to install is this little part right here. I'll just give you a little hint on what's next. This is not a big install, but this will allow this car to start moving. So, anybody know what that is? And so that car will be on the road maybe. And I think this won't be springtime. This one should be on the road, you know, next couple of weeks. I'll do a quick video on that, and we'll do a review and introduction of that car. So that's what's going on overall in the cave. Again, thank you so much for waiting. I hate that it was a couple of weeks, because I really am trying to do this in somewhat of a professional manner. I want to give you something interesting to watch and be able to know that some more videos are coming. So it just stinks that there was a huge gap like that between the videos. My goal is usually to do about one a week. That's kind of what my schedule, and I do have a real day job I've got to do still, allows for, but I'm over here that much doing it anyway, so I can turn the camera on and let you see what I'm up to. But thank you very much. Look for the video on the power steering, everything on the suspension on the Mercedes this week. Same thing with the Grand Wagoneer, and I really appreciate it. I'm so happy I found that video card. Woohoo! Thank you, YouTube. Happy holidays.